watched prostitutes urinate on each other. Mr. Comey writes that Trump insisted that there was, quote, no way I let people pee on each other around me, in part because he is a self-professed germaphobe. No way. That's just too disgusting. I mean, if it was like candy, like that was coming out, or something like if it was Diet Coke, then I would absolutely love it. But if it was Diet Coke, oh my God. Are you kidding me? I'd be right in for that. I would be right in for that. That's kind of funny. By Comey's accounts, Trump, who was then president-elect, he disputed that dossier, and 4 months later, Trump abruptly fired Comey, sending a motion to cascade of political and legal consequences that led directly to the appointment of Robert Mueller as the special counsel overseeing the federal investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. Comey and Trump have been engaged with a verbal war with each other, often on Twitter since then. It's very easy to tell that Jim Comey has not been liking the treatment he's been getting from the president, because he is going all out. He is promoting pretty much everything. He's went on this week to start off his book tour, and it's probably going to be all on through this week, carrying out from up until from this upcoming Sunday to like the next Sunday or something. He'll go on more Sunday shows. He'll go on probably all the late night shows. It'll be all that and more for James Comey. James Comey. The 304-page memoir by Comey is only first-hand insider account to emerge so far by a former Trump official describing what it was like to work in the chaotic early days of the administration. In it, though, Comey, a veteran law enforcement agent, writes unsparingly about Trump, calling it a tempestuous president whose connection to honesty was tenuous at best. Tell me something I don't know, bud. Gotta be honest, that's something we kind of knew about him during the campaign, yet America did still elect him. Believe it or not. So the president is unethical, untethered to the truth, and to institutional values. Comey writes in the book, saying service to Trump called for him the days when he investigated the mob in New York, the silent circle of assent, the boss in complete control, the loyalty oaths, the us versus them worldview, the lying about all things large and small, and serve as some code of loyalty that put the organization above morality and above the truth. With the book set for next week, Mr. Comey is planning a media blitz, beginning with an intensely hyped interview that ABC News is set to air Sunday night. Republican allies of Trump had already set in a motion, a counteroffensive, creating a lying Comey website aimed at discrediting the former FBI chief, and he has been disparaged endlessly by Trump and all the Republicans out there. Was a grandstander, a liar, etc. Let's go, by the way, let's look at this Lying Comey website. I do want to look at this. LyingComey.com. Let's see if it shows up. Here it is. Yep. All right, so first thing I get when I come in here is like a newsletter, so that's just great. No, it says get the real news directly from President Trump. So, and there is actually some pretty interesting things of Democrats just flashing comments, flashing quotes, because he's pissed off both parties here. He's really pissed off both parties James Comey has. So the GOP is pretty much flashing Democrats, saying, Chuck Schumer, I do not have any confidence in Comey. The FBI director has no credibility. Maxine Waters, they're all saying that. That's the first page of the website. Then there's watch, Comey not credible, just ask Democrats, and there's this big clip of something that they want to say, and here that is for you. We will be playing that for you.
Democrats have been very critical of James Comey, and many of us did call for his resignation.
Well, I was appalled by what Director Comey did.
Comey acted in an outrageous way.
He made a mistake. Maybe he's not in the right job.
Howard Dean, former Democratic candidate for president, says, quote, he may have destroyed the credibility of the FBI forever.
This was a very serious error in judgment. The president ought to fire Comey immediately, and he ought to initiate an investigation.
What he did was unprecedented and outrageous, damaged the institution of law enforcement in this country.
The lowest moment in the history of the FBI.
I found it hard to believe that Comey, who I thought had some degree of integrity, would do this.
All I can tell you is the FBI director has no credibility. That's it.
Yeah, so that is the watch. That's like the watch section. That's kind of like the portion where there is the strongest attacks set up by the GOP about this whole kind of situation here. So, yeah, that's where the aggression is coming from. So, yeah, Trump's tweeted about this quite a lot. Comey said, for example, that he leaked and he never leaked and all that stuff like that. And Jim Comey has portrayed himself, apparently, there's like a fact or fiction site about leaking, about whether or not he was wrongly fired, whether or not he's now political. As he wants to portray himself as, quote, buy a book Boy Scout. Pretty much, if this is funded by the GOP, they're not letting go. It's paid for by the RNC. Yeah, so they're not gonna be exactly very chill on this. Just to be honest here. Yeah, but the point is the allegations true? Is it what he's saying in this group book true? Forget about anything about his legacy. I think a lot of those questions are very legitimate, but the thing about his legacy here is that, like, you can keep in mind when you're reading some of the tainted nature of his legacy, and I mean, I do understand he does walk some of those claims back in his book, but I think the main and most important thing here is that these allegations most likely are pretty true. Like, I think we can come to that realization at this point. So, yeah. So we now turn to Syria, and the civil war in Syria began in 2011 and escalated for 5 years during the Obama presidency. Yet Barack Obama, despite demands from leaders from both parties and think tanks across the spectrum, never once bombed Syrian government targets. Although the CIA under Obama spent $1 billion per year to covertly train and fund Bashar al-Assad's enemies, it was never close enough to topple him, just enough to keep the war going. But Obama never bombed Assad or his military assets, a decision which, to this day, is scorned across Washington. Hillary Clinton blasted Obama's refusal to do more to stop Assad, and in 2017, she actively encouraged Donald Trump to bomb Assad and take out his air force. Like people think, oh, they're so different on the issues of foreign policy. Like, it's just like they're just not going to be. It's going to be huge contrast. No, it's not. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to disappoint, but it's not going to be the freaking same. It is going to be the freaking same, but between those two people. I mean, Obama was less hawkish. We do give him an extraordinary amount of credit for that on the progressive side. And by sticking strong, staying to your principles when everyone else is pretty much just like bomb them, you, Mr. President Barack Obama, stayed strong and did nothing of the sort. So that is very much appreciated. Anyway, to this day, Obama regrets his refusal to bomb Assad as one of his regards his refusal to bomb Assad of one of his best moments. Obama told The Atlantic in 2016, "I'm very proud of this moment." He made the decision that he was tired of Washington unthinkably drift towards war in Muslim countries, and because he was wary of military confrontation with a regime that is sponsored by two large states, Russia and Iran, which I have to say, good job, sir. That's what we like when it comes to that. So, yeah, indeed, he not only sought in not only did Obama refuse a military confrontation with Russia and Syria, he sought in 2016, after Russia annexed Ukraine, to form a military partnership with Vladimir Putin to bomb agreed-to targets in Syria. So he tried to work with Vladimir Putin. Oh my gosh, he worked with Vladimir Putin at one time, and what? They must be colluding. They must be some sort of. investigate. Oh, wait, he's a Democrat. Mind blown. Yes, so it's pretty shocking. Not only in Syria, but elsewhere in April of last year, Trump ordered bombing of a Syrian military airfield near Homs, though it was quite limited. It was intended to send a message to Assad and Putin there, and it was more than Obama was willing to do. Over the past several days, Trump has made very clear that he intends to order another bombing campaign against Assad, although he's now walked those comments back to some degree. In the alleged chemical attack by Assad, Trump declared on Twitter that President Putin, Russia, and Iran are responsible for backing Animal Assad and warned that there would be a big price to pay for all of this. All the signals over the past 48 hours, including the cancellation of long-planned trips by Trump and top national security officials, have made clear that Trump is planning another bombing assault against Assad. So there was that discussion, I guess you could say, of what to do on Syria that they're still very much having, while all this other stuff that we talked about, whether it be with Comey, whether it be with Micheal Cohen, is all circulating around to quite a degree. So this morning, Trump explicitly promised that missiles were on the way for good measure. He mocked Russian promises to intercept these missiles and boasted they would be unable to stop his bombing campaign, saying, quote, Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they'll be coming nice and new and smart. Don't know what that means. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it. It's like he's like, you shouldn't do that. But obviously he's right. They should not be backing Assad there. It's pretty awful. The exact danger Obama sought to avoid, military confrontation with the Russian Syria, is now being directly threatened by Trump. And he's confronting Russia. And he was supposed to be the one who is colluding. Oh, no, wait. It must be a mistake. There must be back channel. They're communicating. Oh my gosh. He's colluding. Yeah. Like, that's the crazy thing. That's just we are freaking out about. So this morning on CNN, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, who spent 2012 mocking Mitt Romney as an archaic Cold Warrior for warning Putin posed a grave threat to the U.S., said, I agree with President Trump's and his description of Putin. At least the president has recognized that Putin is not a friend. She then demanded that a strategy of some kind is needed for this new bombing campaign, worrying that one has not yet been formulated. Here she is on the matter.
Madeleine Albright, always good to have you.
Great to be with you, Chris.
And we need you today. The president just tweeted something that is the most direct and aggressive language we've heard about the situation in Syria vis-a-vis Russia. Russia, as you know, through its ambassador to Lebanon, said any U.S. missiles that come into Syria, we will shoot them down. The missiles, not the planes, but still a threat. The president responds, Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they will be coming. Nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it. Correct response?
Well, so I have to say I agree with President Trump in his description of Putin. There's no question that he has been culpable in this. But the thing that I'm concerned about is, as far as I can tell, there is no strategy. It is one thing to take action on this particular really egregious issue on the chemical attack, but I think we need a strategy of some kind, and I'm hoping very much that there is work going on that, because I do think we're facing a very serious situation. But at least the president has recognized that Putin is not a friend. He is some.
Wait a minute, I thought there's an ongoing investigation arrest conclusion right now, and I think it's been a common refrain among Trump's Democratic critics that Putin is some sort of a puppet, some sort of like a kind of like a best friend between the two here, like that they're best buds, they are partners in crime, whatever you want to say, and that is a pretty damaging narrative to try and push off on someone, because, like, first of all, you really do not know, you can't comprehend, that's the point, you can't really comprehend how true that is, if you look at it. So it's a, and I mean, I think the point is